finished your ninth grade year at Central. So now you done got acclimated with the game. You done started. I mean, you was doing your thing. Like, we was at every game, like, supporting, but we knew, like, it's finna be good for him, you know, because that ninth grade year set the tone, like, what we gonna see for years to come with you. So talk about your AAU years, because you was on some big teams. Like, talk about them teams and drop a few names, you know, for the listeners. You know, some names that was on them teams.
Talking about Memphis, people forget how good Eric Watson was. But Tank Brown, he was one of them other dudes that started as a freshman. Raleigh, like it was hard to do that at the time.
He was good at football too.
Like, it was hard to do that at the time. Then like you had a dude by the name of Allen Farmer. He was really good. But people forget that we used to get dudes from out of town. So we end up going from the YMCA to going to M33M. And that's when your eyes get big. You know how it is when you go from playing all the little regular tournaments. Man, you might play Lance Stevenson.
Now you the big tournament.
you might play Lance Stevenson on Friday, then later on that night playing Derrick Favors, and later on the next weekend you playing somebody else. So we end up going to get guys like Samson Carter.
No, Sam came straight to Hamilton.
He ended up going to Hamilton. Then you had Nate Goff. Talking to Nate a couple weeks ago, but like had Nate Goff come from California. He ended up going to Hamilton.
Yep.
We had Colton Iverson. He ended up on Colorado State. We end up Ernie Kyle did a lot of recruiting with the AAU team. Christian Wofford, and he left his best friend DeMarcus Cousins to come play with us.
Wofford
from Birmingham.
He played for Wisconsin, Indiana.
Not Indiana.
Yep.
And so like me and my Drake is just funny. Me and my Drake is Wade. We end up playing up with Elliot Williams and all them Lawrence Bowers. We end up playing up with those guys, and we would sit on the bench. And we would sit on the bench playing up and never get in the game unless they got up at like 20, 25. And me and my Drake would be like, hey, if we get in, we picking up 94 feet. Because them old dudes going to relax and it's going to make us look good. Man, we'd be in that, they think the game over with, man, we picking up 95. Why them young dudes playing so hard? Because, man, this is the only time we going to be seen by these coaches. And so, like, that kind of sparked us to be really good, to get the opportunity to play. Like being my Drake is Chris Brewer. People don't know how good Chris Brewer is.
He still hooping.
Bucket.
So
Bucket.
Like, people don't know how good.
Pure jump shot.
I really do feel like from probably like 04, maybe 03, probably like 2012, 13, that was like a big golden year of Memphis basketball when you think about dudes like Sean Williams. He left, but like Sean, one of the best players to ever come out of here. Scooter McFadden, like you can just name so many names. Like J.P. Prince should have been a All-American. You know what I mean?
Basically was though.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just so many dudes at the time that, like I said, if they just picked you in that first pickup game, you earn some respect. Like, that's all you kind of wanted. Cause you gonna play hard. You gonna make shots. You gonna do all the other stuff. But like,
give you a confidence boost.
Yeah, but nobody want to play with you as a teammate. That's the part that kind of hurt when nobody want to be your teammate. Like even guys like Joe Jackson. Like Joe Jackson, I literally say he's probably he might be the best player I ever played against. Like ever, just because of what he did to everybody at that time. And people don't give enough credit for his college career. I think we downplay it too much. He still was one of the best guards to ever play at the University of Memphis. You look at his stats and what he won. And I think us as a city need to like literally give him his flowers for that, because it's hard. It's hard to play in this city with what he had coming in. I almost think he overachieved from my expectations.
Okay.
From my expectation, what I thought it was, I thought he overachieved. NBA stuff, everybody's not supposed to make it to the NBA.
Nah.
But like what he did and how he handled it, I felt like from my expectation of how hard it was, 'cause I played with two NBA dudes in college.
Who did?
Jordan Clarkson and Shaq Harrison.
Okay.
It's hard, but he did it in his hometown 3,000-point scorer, state champion. You know, he still scored over 1,200 points in college. He still won MVP of the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, he still got to the tournament. They never won it in games, but like, shoot, nobody don't talk about how bad Purdue have done it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they still love them dudes. Joe Jackson is one of them dudes. Like he's one of them ones when it came to this game.
I feel like when they don't make it to the league, that's when the city look at you like, you ain't as good as you were.
Yeah, and that's honestly like the biggest part I try to get most of my players now, and kids I do talk to, is find out who you are before it start bouncing.
Mm-hmm.
Once you find out who you are, once it start bouncing, 'cause I still get the question now, like why you don't play no more? I said because I know who I am. I know what I'm here for. Like the basketball is just that was extra.
It was a good tool to get you there.
I thought it was who I was growing up, and at the time it gave my personality, gave my confidence. But I think I've told y'all doing this whole thing, it was about getting Maceo in school, helping somebody else out, and it's about people.
That's the beauty of basketball, though. Like you can use basketball to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like,
it's
a good tool.
Yeah, it's the
you ain't gotta go to the league, or if you want to, you can go play overseas. There's a lot of leagues, but
yep. Like I think about it, man. I don't play no more. I rarely play. I rarely
pick up a nothing.
might shoot around or something.
Yeah, I rarely play. I just got back from Japan. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But the game took me over there, and for me to be able to do stuff like that, that's why I tell all my players, like, find out who you are without it. That way you love the game. You still love the game, but you gotta find out who you are without it, and that's what your purpose is. If your purpose is like you love music, you love doing little other things out here, yeah, you focus on that. Give yourself some time away from the game. That way when you go back to the game, you embrace it even more. You gotta be able to cut your brain off a little bit, because once the game leave you, because the game will leave you.
It's gonna end.
It hurt. It's the first time it let you go. It hurt, but if you already know who you are and you start trying to figure that stuff out at a young age, you'll be okay. Because the game ain't stopping. It's gonna be another dude like me. Gonna be another Myron Strong. It's gonna be another guy that just comes just like you. It's gonna think he know everything. I thought I knew everything. I thought it would never end. But luckily, I had coaches also tell me, like, who are you? Like, who are you without this? And I credit my coaches for that, and I started trying to figure out, like, I followed it. I didn't want to coach, man. That's not what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to be a sports agent, man, get that 5%, have fun, like, you know.
How did you get into that? Like, at what point did you realize, man, I'm a coach? Like, you was in college?
Like I said, my dad's a coach. My mother's father was a coach in the community center in South Memphis. So it's in my blood, but I fought it, man. Like after I look back at it, I've been coaching since I was at Bellevue. Shoot, I've been coaching. Like I've been telling dudes where to go on the court. I've been telling dudes to, hey, this is what we gotta do. This, hey, we doing extra running. I've been doing that. And then when I went to college, man, I went through a coaching change. I give credit to Danny Manning.
He sure came, yep.
I give him a lot of credit for making me be a better teammate. Cause I had a lot of young dudes on that team, and he gave me the credit of being like the leader of the team. And he put everybody's responsibility was on me. Like if he wasn't passing, it's my fault. If he didn't know what we were doing on the court, it's my fault. And I hated it because we would run for it. And by the time I was a senior, man, I stopped fighting it, and we ended up winning. But at the same time, I started cheering for everybody's success. Like, I got dudes that's in the gym can't make shots, but he ended up making one in the game. I'm celebrating like I scored.
Cause you did it at any point. Cause when you was at Central, you, like I said, you started out 4 years. You had a great high school career. You got a city championship. You just never got the state.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see, like, I feel like I did what nobody else could did at Central. I won a city championship.
That's right.
As a 10th grader. We beat Ridgeway, who won a state championship. You know, like nobody was going to Central to play basketball.
That's right.
If you was going to Central High School, you going academics for the girls, run track. Them three things. That's why you were going to Central. You weren't going to Central. You weren't going to Central to play no basketball.
Talk about, we're gonna just do a little stuff. Talk about like the girls though. Like, was Were they grouped out for you? Like, cause
Nah, man.
I was there too, so I know it was.
Was you there with Kim Nickerberry and them all?
Oh yeah,
That's the thing, man. Like,
but it's like all the girls love 10. Like,
yeah,
they all
I
love.
think it was because I really never talked to them like that. Like, I really like, cause you know, like you remember. I ain't gonna even talk about that.
Took the boy out.
But for real, to be honest, like my mom and dad always told me, you never mess with where you work at.
Okay.
So like that was like a big thing, like at a young age, like
because I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I just never wanted to be that dude. I never wanted to be that dude that like you in class and somebody just going off. That's it. Like, you don't forget those moments when you be like, man, that's it. Like, I never wanted to be embarrassed, and I also never wanted them to be embarrass somebody else. Okay. So I literally just never kind of talked to most girls at Central. Like I just became I know if they come to games, everybody else gonna come.
Right.
And I just try to show love to them and support them, and I end up just being really good friends with them.
But they was grouped out though.
No, I'll tell you this. Like if I wanted to, like I ain't gonna say I could have had anybody. I can't say that.
You would have did your thing though.
But like that just wasn't me. Like it was like I moved different. Like it was like, man, because he'll tell you, like he'd be like, hey, you know so and so, what's up? I'm like, I'll tell you everything you want to know. And he was like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
Like, you for real? I'm good.
But you know what?
This is a freshman. You just
opened my eyes to something. How you put that, I was like, it makes sense because if you could have 5-6 girls as easy as Central, and you would have had a lot of problems, especially you being a man in your reputation. So with you putting it like that, I hope the listeners listening to that, all the guys who really demand at their schools, you should learn from this guy right here.
I'm telling you, like it,
because
to this day,
well said.
I'll even say this to this day. I'm always like that. I'm still like that. But to this day, I never been able to burn that bridge. I always, to this day, I feel comfortable right now calling anybody or DMing somebody from Central that I went to school with and ask them for help. Okay. Just because, like, I always thought, like, this man, I don't want them to be like, nah, I never wanted that problem in the sense of, like, because you just never know who could help you. But at the same time, like, it was just so many other people in the world at the time. But, like, by the time I was a sophomore, like I said, I was with Hunt. I was with Jeremy Hunt working out in Memphis. So like around that time, that's Derrick Rose time. You know what I'm saying? That's Darius Washington time. That's Tyreek Evans time. Like I was around them dudes. They would take me to lunch on the weekend after workouts. Like I felt like I was in college. So my mind was on seeing a whole nother part of what the world could bring to you when you talk about being around dudes like that. And it was like, man, I was focused. I was more focused on stuff like that, and like I don't want to mess with no little girls, man. Like it was, I had my car.
That alone,
like having a car alone, that help you.
You already in the door.
I was doing damage on feet. You doing the car? Oh my God!
Man, we used to be 10 deep in one car. Anybody had a car, we jumping in your car 10 deep.
So like, man, I try to tell my players the same thing, man. If you gonna mess with somebody, just be smart about it. Make sure y'all as transparent as possible about what you're going through. Because like once they feel like you lying, they gonna say everything.
Call problems.
They gonna call a problem. You don't want to deal with those problems. But yeah, like Central was. That's what, like I said, if you went to Central, you was going there for girls, track, school. You weren't going there for no basketball or football or baseball. You weren't going there for sports. You was going there because you wanted to be around smart, educated, young-looking women, good-looking girls, and you went there also for education. Like it was, I was like, man, I want to do something different. I think at the time I left, people started going to Central because of basketball. I did my part.